It's your boy. No, welcome back to another episode of The Inside Bite. I'm your host, Tim Schaefer. I'm here with my co-host, Rudy. Make sure to smash that like button.
What's up,
How you doing
everybody? This is Rudy. I'm here. I'm stoked. Smash that like button, subscribe, and ding the notification bells.
Hit the thumbs up.
Oh man, I'm all right. I'm going through a weird time, man. You know, a lot of stressful stuff going on. I have a lot of anxiety. I just can't focus on things. You know, it sucks. It sucks, but trying to work my way through it. You know.
Yes,
So,
I'm with you. I had easily the hardest day at my job. I'm a little over a month now, and I'm losing my mind. It's a rough day. So we're gonna talk a bunch of I guess a lot of Xbox stuff has been going down this week.
Let's do it.
So yeah. Before that though, let's talk about snacks.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't ever really discussed snacks, go-to snacks. So I just figured, hey, maybe we can get some good ideas from this. You know, maybe I try something I've never tried, or you, or vice versa. So I will say, first of all, in terms of snacks in general, my favorite kind of snacks are chips. That's like my number one, go-to.
Me too. Easily,
yeah.
It's without a question. Now I will get more specific. Kettle
Right.
chips is my
I do really like kettle chips.
jalapeno kettle chips.
Yeah, those are good. My wife and I really like spicy stuff.
Yeah.
So excuse me. I know all the kids these days, they all eat hot Cheetos, but man, we were eating those before then, man. We started that before.
Those hot fries. I mean, that was like what, when we were in like third grade. I'm over those.
Man. Yeah. I still like hot Cheetos. There's different variations of them that I think are pretty good. I like the hot Doritos a lot. Those are pretty good.
Let's stick on the chip here because
Okay.
I'm thinking too. One of my favorites that I recently discovered. I don't know how long they've been around, but those wrap snacks. Have you seen them?
I think I have. I have seen
I don't know, Lil Yachty chips or whatever.
Yeah.
Rick Ross chips. I mean,
I haven't tried those.
they're amazing. Like really, really good. Weirdly, I bought them. They were just dirt cheap, and I was like, "Wrap snack, I'll try." It's like $1.20. Because like even a little bag of chips nowadays, you're talking like,
oh my god,
$2.75 for a little bag of Doritos. Like,
well, for a normal size, like a big size
dude,
bag of chips,
$5.75,
$6.20.
Yeah,
ridiculous. Yeah. So besides the chips, like I said, I mainly like the spicy chips. There's these snacks. What the heck are they called? Hold on, honey. All I know is it's like the strangest sounding flavor, honey and mustard. It's like these pretzel things. What are they called? Snyder's of Hanover, honey mustard onion flavored pretzel pizzas.
Wait. What?
Okay, it's called Snyder's of Hanover. That's the brand.
Okay.
Honey mustard and onion pretzel pieces. Excuse me.
I'm pretty sure I've eaten those plenty of times.
I really like these. They're super good.
I don't remember the brand at all, but the honey mustard pretzel with the bits and all that, like, definitely sounds familiar.
Yeah.
That's
another one I really like.
What's it called?
The brand or just the name of the thing?
Yeah, the brand. Oh yeah, dude. I eat I see them all day, every day. I get them. I don't know. Like, let's just say probably once a month, if not more than that. I get them pretty often.
I haven't gotten them in a while, but whenever the opportunity arises, I always grab them.
Yeah, I never knew the brand name, but yep. What about those? Like the Zaps chips.
I haven't had those.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Zaps
also had these honey mustard pretzels, and they'll have like the I don't know, Louisiana Cajun chips and stuff like that. But maybe it's a Southern thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't tried those yet.
Anyway,
I'm always down to try some new snacks.
Like drink wise, I went through this whole thing to where like it's been probably 3 or 4 years since like I've dropped soda, and I don't really care for it anymore. It's not a thing I really drink anymore. I'm kind of over it.
Okay.
Even if I drink it now, I think it actually tastes pretty gross. And I think most people would agree if you were to just like go off of it for a while, especially Coke. Tastes so terrible to me now every time I drink it. Now Coke
I guess that's a
Zero
good thing.
tastes good, but yeah, I guess I'm thankful for it. But I'm shocked because I used to, not drink Coke all the time, but I never thought I would hate a Coke, but I really do now. Like, I'm not trying to sound cool or anything, I just do. It just
Oh, that's good.
tastes, I don't know, really harsh. It really like screws with me every time I drink one. I'm like, what the hell? How could anyone drink this? Kind of deal. I'm saying that to say, went from that to like drinking too many energy drinks and crap, which is probably worse than even drinking sodas. And then I was like, okay, well, I can't be doing this. This is even worse. And I went to this or that, and it eventually went down into the two that I always go to are those Ghost. It's almost like
Oh
a
yeah,
pre-workout.
I always see those.
Yeah. And then they're amazing. You should definitely get one.
Never tried them. Yeah.
And then those people are starting to hate on them now because they're claiming a bunch of crap that
Oh,
definitely
Prime.
wasn't true. No, it's Celsius.
Oh, Celsius or something like that. That one.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, sorry to interrupt you. I didn't move over. I was like in the same exact spot, and now I'm off. Like that's where I was before. So I don't know what happened.
It was me. You moved forward, then I tried to shift, thinking, and then you moved.
There we go.
Whatever.
Okay,
all right. But
anyway, yeah, I haven't tried that one, but I've heard, I've seen it pop up a lot in the, just in stores and on TV.
I drink them a lot. Now, it's not like they're not good for you. It's just that there's nothing really necessarily that bad in them,
Gotcha.
And it's like drinking a morning coffee. It definitely helps waking me up, and I really like coffee. I mean, I like to drink it and all. I just don't like I don't want to be the person drinking a coffee every morning. Like my teeth being one thing, I just think it ruins teeth pretty badly.
Sure.
And then breath and all. And then on top of that, I think it just like, I could see myself losing the coffee too much and just needing too much caffeine all the time. And I don't want to lean on that. And I've tried most of my life to just not have to lean on anything. So, I'll drink like a Celsius a day, and that's pretty much where I leave it. But I pretty regularly am drinking one of those a day, and that seems to be my go-to on like if I'm ever feeling really tired and drained and I have to do something that takes a lot of energy, that's what I'm grabbing.
Gotcha. Okay, fair enough.
In terms of just snacks, I mean, I'm a big gummy person. I'm not really big into chocolates.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, nuts are awesome. Like,
always down for nuts or almonds or something like that. I could eat those all day.
Yes.
But yeah, I'd say that's pretty much it. Those are my main go-to ones.
I'm definitely a meat person, so like Slim Jims and crap like that.
Slim Jims, gotcha.
Just beef jerky in general. I'm all about it.
Gotcha.
But it's always just too expensive. I mean, you get a little back for like what, $15? I ain't buying that.
Yeah,
so it never makes me want to buy it anymore. But someone hands it to me, I'll eat it. I do.
Yeah, sure.
Jerky. It's just come on, it's getting ridiculous. No one's paying it.
Well, from this conversation, I'll definitely have to try the wrap snacks because I see them all the time.
So good. I love them for real. One of my favorite chips, to be honest. Which is really shocking because it's like half the price of anything else around it, and it's so much better. But I think they do that on purpose just because they're new and they're trying to get people to buy them.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Well, I mean, one last thing is like, okay, let's say you're sitting on the couch. Your drink, your snack, if it is just that mode, it's been a while. I get it, of the like sitting down, putting out my snacks and a drink, playing a new game. But if you were to do that, like tonight, like a new big drop, well, like what are you getting?
You know what? The more I think about it, I usually don't really do the snacks and stuff while I'm gaming. I don't know why. I always do it while I'm watching TV or something, But
okay,
but either way,
let's just convert it into you're watching a new show.
Yeah. Probably if I was to do it tonight, I'd probably eat some hot Cheetos in a bowl and maybe like the drink honestly is very basic. Like I'll just have water usually. You know, it's all about just the food, you know? So pretty boring answer, I know, but
but a good one. I mean,
yeah,
you know, I do drink a lot of water. I am always conscious on like, I need to drink my water. I need to drink my water. As is anyone should, because as you learn, as you just get older, it has nothing to do with old age, but I just mean even, okay, we were 10, now we're 20. Like, you just start to realize that you need to drink way more water than you would ever realize.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Things can go south real fast without drinking enough water.
That's definitely true.
Anyway, I guess as you've learned when you went to
Florida.
World. Yeah.
The Universal, yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, outside, I get out of my car, 10 steps to my doorway, and I'm like, oh my god, open up.
Oh my god,
I'm dying. I'm sweating already. It's 1 billion degrees. Today is the worst. I'm just like, how is it so goddamn
only imagine
hot? I look it up. It is the case. This is the hottest July Florida has ever had. I'm like, what it's ridiculous, the hell? Man. Of course, I'm fucking dying. I'm over.
It's crazy.
I love, like this area is pretty awesome. I just need to escape this. It's like 3 months of hell. Anything before and after, it's pretty awesome.
You're cool with it, yeah.
When I'm like November, I'd much rather be here in November than.
Of course, yeah, obviously.
Yeah. But I can't stand this fucking feeling like 120 degrees outside. It's ridiculous. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but seriously, yesterday it was like, feels like 107. I'm like, I guess I'm not going outside.
Disgusting. I hate that so much.
All right. Let's get into the news. First things first, Sony signs a 10-year agreement with Microsoft to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. So both Sony and Nintendo now have 10-year agreements for Call of Duty to go onto it, which is hilarious because it's like, technically a lot of people are like, yay, Microsoft's doing the right thing, and they are, but of course it benefits Microsoft. Now it's even more of like, I kind of feel the other side of like, Microsoft is secretly wishing this would go down, right? Now they feel even more pressured that they have to release on that platform, and now they know for sure that they're going to be making money from Sony and Nintendo platforms for the next 10 years. You know what I mean? I think like it benefits them just as much, if not more, than anybody else. But they're still technically good for doing this. So, last week, the FTC lost its case against Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard and its subsequent appeal. This effectively paves the way for Microsoft to complete its purchase of the Call of Duty maker, save for its ongoing wrinkle with the Competition and Markets Authority, the regulator agency in the UK now. Microsoft has announced that it and Sony have signed a binding agreement to keep Activision Blizzard's flagship franchise, Call of Duty, on the PlayStation platform for 10 years. And 10 years is a really, really, really long time.
I mean, that's a lot of time.
I don't like, in other aspects, it may not seem too long, but in tech, it is gigantic. Deals do not go down like this when it comes to the tech world. 5 years later, we're already using completely different apps, devices, ways of life. Tech moves really quick, if you think about it. 10 years, I mean, is anyone playing Call of Duty in 10 years? Yes, technically, they've been playing for 20 years, so maybe, right? But it's like, dude, 10 years ago, think 10 years ago, 2013. What was the hot thing in 2013 we were playing? I'm trying to go back. This is like Wii U days. I mean,
yeah, it's a long time ago.
We're being Nintendo dorks and probably playing some bullshit on Wii U. But, no. What, Wind Waker HD? No, I don't know.
God, I can't remember, man. 10 years ago, jeez. Seems like a lifetime ago.
Yeah. So, that's plenty enough time. If anyone's, because I've seen a lot of takes of like, why not just indefinitely? First of all, no one would ever do that. 10 years is I would expect 5 or something like that.
I mean, 10 years
maximum.
is basically saying like this is gonna keep going forever. You know, like
Yeah.
they just have to put a cap on it. That's all.
We don't even know what we're going to be even playing on in 10 years.
Right. Right.
Let's,
exactly.
I mean, let's just pivot. What the hell do you think we're doing in 10 years gaming wise? Like, what are we gaming on? Is it just something we're connecting on our TV and there's no actual box and we're just kind of like selecting an app or something?
I think there still may be a box for the next one.
10
so that
years,
would fall
though.
within the 10 years. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I think it could be still.
Okay.
But we'll see. But next up, Microsoft unveils the Xbox Game Pass Core, replacing Xbox Live Gold this September. So Xbox Live changed the industry more than 2 decades ago with its multiplayer network features, but the program's premier Xbox Live Gold has waned in popularity for the past few years, likely due to a lack of compelling free games to download. Now Xbox is ending Xbox Live Gold on September 14th, replacing it with Xbox Game Pass Core. New subscription tier of Xbox Game Pass will cost $99 per month or $60 a year. Serves as an evolution of Xbox Live Gold. Game Pass Core will give players access to all of our advanced multiplayer network, a select collection of over 25 games to play with friends around the world, and exclusive member deals and Xbox blog reads. Games with Gold, the feature of Xbox Live Gold that gives players free games to download each month, ends on September 1st. With this evolution, we're saying farewell to Games with Gold. We wanted to use this opportunity to reimagine how to include content with this subscription. We found that the answer to the most compelling catalog was to leverage select titles from our Xbox Game Pass catalog. So here's some, it seems like these are some of the games that the following games will be available to Xbox Game Pass Core subscribers, although the list does not include every single game planned for launch. I'll run through these real quick. Among Us, Descenders, Dishonored 2, Doom Eternal, Fable Anniversary, Fallout 4, Fallout 76, Forza Horizon 4, Gears 5, Grounded, Halo 5 Guardians, Halo Wars 2, Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, Human Fall Flat, Inside, Ori and the Will of the Wisp, Psychonauts 2, State of Decay 2, Elder Scrolls Online. Xbox says it will add new titles to the core catalog 2 to 3 times a year. If you're an Xbox Live Gold member today on September 14th, you will automatically transition into an Xbox Game Pass Core member with no change in pricing. You'll receive immediate access to the new core catalog as well. And finally, any Xbox One game you redeem through Games with Gold will remain in your library if you're an Xbox Game Pass Core or Ultimate subscriber. Regardless of subscription status, you will retain your Xbox 360 games obtained through Games with Gold. Well, I think that's a way better choice, especially with the way that the games were going with Games with Gold,
Games with Gold was completely trash, dead.
Yeah.
Nobody cared. No one
cared
The
anymore.
only reason they technically would have it just so they could play online with their friends and all of that mess.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, I mean, do you think this, overall, all of this being considered, is this the right move they should have done?
Yeah, I think so. I think they really thought about it, gave it some, looked at their analytics and everything, and it just makes the most sense, to do something like this.
What do you think of the fact of just that name, though? It's like
Game
Xbox
Pass
Live.
Cool.
Game
Pass Xbox
Gold
Live had such a famous name for so long, but
yeah.
Hey, everything changed. Look at Max now, right? Instead of HBO, we had HBO, then we had HBO Max. Now it's just Max.
That's actually stupid.
I don't get that one at all. But
like this, I can understand. I don't get the Max.
Yeah.
First of all, why would you even cut HBO out of the name?
I have no clue. It's the most recognizable part about it.
Dude, do you have Max? No one would even know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
even if they did, it's stupid. It could apply to a million things. It sounds like a dog's name.
It's Max. So
dumb. Anyway, but no, before moving on though, like I think this is pretty major just for history's sake. Like since the original Xbox, I mean, that's what created online gaming basically for console. Like before that, I mean, if you were online gaming, it was PC, but you're talking like Quake multiplayer or Doom or something. I don't know. Like nobody was really like Xbox Live completely just created and extremely just made it like enter into a space of insane popularity of everyone gaming online. Like without Xbox Live, we would not be where we're at, not even close. I mean, it was a very big pivotal moment in the gaming industry. So the fact that that those names are just you're not gonna see them anymore, I think is pretty big. But it almost like further proves just how serious they are about Game Pass. The fact that they're willing to give up such names and titles and recognition and all of that.
Right, right.
Yeah. So I think it's pretty
Makes
weird.
sense.
Now, I mean, these games, it's okay, I guess. I don't know.
It's all right.
I don't know what to think about
It's
it.
a decent collection, but
Gears 5, Halo Wars 2, those two were like 10 out of 10s in my opinion. Same with
Psychonauts.
Psychonauts
Yeah.
2, 10 out of 10. Doom Eternal, 10 out of 10. Dishonored 2,
Yeah, there's some
10
good
out of
ones
10.
on there.
So there is some good ones in there.
Yep.
Ori and the Will of Wisps, phenomenal. Inside, phenomenal.
Great game.
Stuff like that.
It's a pretty good list, man, I'd say.
Yeah. But it reminds me of that, like, I feel like they're taking a page from PlayStation now.
From PlayStation, yeah. I mean, as the companies always do, you know, they take ideas from each other. So,
Yep. Now there's literally, I remember making fun of PlayStation, like, there's just so many tiers now, and they're overcomplicating it. And I do agree with that. Even here, there's like 4 tiers now, and it's like I feel like it's a bit much, but I don't know. I mean, what do you think about? There's like a core. There's like just normal Game Pass in terms of you getting it for your console or you getting it for your PC, and then there's Game Pass Ultimate. So I guess there's 3. Ain't too bad.
Yeah, it's interesting when they started doing all the tiers and everything. But hey, I mean, just get the one you want, you know?
Yeah. $10 if you want the core. $11 if you want the Game Pass outside of the core, where you just have the whole Game Pass library. So you're like, why the hell wouldn't I just pay the literal $1 more and have access to all of these Game Pass games instead of just like 25? But that doesn't include online play. If you play online, you need that. The Game Pass is just you getting access to these games and nothing more. So if you pay that $11, that's what you're getting. So I see there's some confusion there, and it makes sense why there's confusion. It is a little confusing. So you pay $10 a month, you're able to play online, and you get these 25 games. You pay the $1 more, and you're paying $11. Well, you're getting access to these Game Pass games, but it has nothing to do with you playing online. So for you to get the both, you pay the 16, and you have online and you have the full library of Game Pass. So that's how this works. In case anyone's confused. It's a little confusing. It ain't too bad. It's a little confusing.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. That's that.
What do you got next up here?
The original Clock Tower is getting its first Western release. The Clock Tower series is a favorite amongst horror game fanatics, let's say. But the first game has never been released outside of Japan. That finally changes as the 1995 classic is getting spruced up for a modern international re-release. For any Americans thinking, but we got the first Clock Tower on PlayStation. Ask myself, I thought that. I was like, yeah, but we had Clock Tower. What are you talking about? We didn't. The 1997 game known as Clock Tower, which did release in the West, was really Clock Tower 2 and was titled as such in Japan. It was a PS1 game. The original Clock Tower was on the Super Famicom, and it stars Jennifer Simpson, an orphan adopted by the Burroughs family, only to find that a murderous stalker called the Scissor Man terrorizing their mansion. As a point-and-click adventure, you use a mouse cursor to guide Jennifer and interact with your surroundings to solve puzzles and find clues while evading the Scissor Man. The game also features multiple endings. Clock Tower is considered one of the forefathers of the survival horror and has been ported to different platforms such as PC and the Wii/Wii U eShops several times in Japan. WayForward is handling this port, which shout out to WayForward. Anything they touch is really, really good.
They're great.
Yeah. Which is being made using Limited Run Games' Carbon Engine. First of all, I didn't know Limited Runs Games had their own engine.
I didn't know that either.
That's okay. As discussed in the developer diary video above, improvements include the game's first official English translation, along with multiple language options, a new animated intro, motion comic cutscenes, and a new vocalized theme song by famed anime and Silent Hill singer Mary McGlynn. It also features an art gallery, save states, and other modern tweaks. Clock Tower is coming out next year for PlayStation and Xbox consoles, Switch, and PC. Limited Run Games is also releasing premium physical versions of the game. And as always, you buy a game from Limited Runs, you'll see it in about a year and a half. Which
Yeah.
is why I
Yep.
don't order from them, because I
Yeah,
can't
I'm
do
over
that.
That's cool though. I mean, I'll check that out when it comes out. I never played the original, so that sounds
I
interesting.
never played it. It's a good piece of history when it comes to gaming. I would play this. As weird as that, I don't know. There's a look. It's a whole subject, and I don't want to get too deep into it. But there's a lot of pros and cons with how much we have been getting re-releases, remakes, remasters of all these old games, and a lot of people are like, dude, just give us something new. I think that's a little shallow thinking because, dude, we get too much of just anything nowadays. You're talking hundreds of releases in like a month. We're definitely getting new stuff. If somebody's remaking or remastering or cleaning up a port of an old game, stuff like that. Are you like, you really don't think you're getting new games literally tomorrow? There's probably 20, there's probably 20 that are going to drop on your system literally tomorrow of a new game. Like I think I don't really side with that discussion. I think it's kind of trite and just kind of like I think you're missing forest from the trees. You're focusing on something that you just want to focus on, but there's like 99% of releases is still technically a new release, even if it's some crappy, I don't know, Bug Runner 7099 or something. Like, yes, there's a lot of trash and there's a lot of
course, there's always going to be trash out there, man.
But I don't know, to just focus on complaining about how many times we're getting old games. I think we're just getting an influx of everything. Is how I'm seeing it. And I think it is getting a little too bad. I wish it would pull back a bit, but on everything. I'm not saying new games compared to old or anything like that. Like,
right, you're saying in general.
In general, we do just get too much. But I don't know. I think it's really neat that somebody's putting in the effort to bring something that we never got, an old Super Nintendo game. Yeah, it's pretty interesting, like old horror thing. It could suck, who knows, but it's still good for us to access, because I didn't put it in here, but it just reminded me of, and I figured we'd talk about real quick. Did you see the story going around by a lot of people? Like 80% of any video game can't be accessed in the current time.
Wait, I don't understand.
Somebody released this, and it's been spreading like wildfire, and it's accurate. So what they're saying is, like, since video games started, any video game that's been created up until this point now, 87% of video games can't be accessed on anything.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You know what I mean? Like, you would have to buy a Super Nintendo and go and find the Super Nintendo game and put it in, or you would have to go and, get some TurboGrafx 16 and find whatever game and put it in. But, like, you can't buy it now and play it on anything current.
That is kind of crazy.
Is a pretty big percentage.
Well, it's a lot. That's huge.
Because it's like, think of any other media, like book, movie, show, whatever like that. Like, you can always still find, and even if you have to buy the physical media, you can still go and do so. And then just put it in whatever currently. A DVD, I mean, I guess a VHS, right? If something never got converted from VHS to DVD, you'd be in that boat. But movies or film in no way would be up to 87% of anything being created as something you couldn't currently consume. So it's a very specific video game thing that does need to be figured out.
They do have to find, they're going to lose everything to time, you know?
Yeah, and it's a big worry, and it's goes beyond gaming. We're just talking about life in general, and the same thing with, like, let's say political or just history in general. Like, I don't know. I was watching Always Sunny last night, right? Good example. Yep. Charlie comes across like Dennis's grandfather's like Nazi outfit or something like that. And they end up just, he ends up like hoarding it and secretly putting it away or whatever like that, at least the hat and everything. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, technically, I don't think you should burn. Like, obviously, Nazis are terrible, but I still think still need to have the actual objects. Whether you can use it as a piece to further like help humanity, but destroying it isn't the answer. I never really agreed with that. And I know it gets into political stuff with like statues and all that. But I was always in that camp of like, dude, you don't have to destroy the statue. Just put it somewhere. Just put
it in a museum or something. Yeah. That's what I think.
Add a bigger context on like, we understand it's not supporting anything good, but to destroy it, I don't think is the answer. And I agree. I agree with you. I do find history important when it comes to anything, and including video games. And I think we should be able to access. I don't know. Somebody made a video game. They spent years, blood, sweat, and tears into it. And it just goes away, and no one ever can like access it anymore. It's a little sad, in my opinion.
No, I'm in total agreement. That sucks. We definitely want to try to avoid that. So
yeah,
hopefully people will be better about that going forward. But anyway, all right. Next up, we got Donod's Banishers: Ghosts of New Eden arriving in November. Banishers: Ghosts of New Eden is an upcoming action RPG from Donod, makers of Life is Strange and Vampire, which was first revealed at the Game Awards last December. The upcoming ghost-busting adventure has a new trailer revealing a November 7th launch date. The game stars Antea Duarte and Red Mac Wraith, two lovers who serve as banishers, those who protect the living from the lingering spirits of the dead. Unfortunately, Antea has become a ghost herself and must work alongside Red to find a way to bring herself back to life. Along the way, they'll explore New Eden, a North American settlement teeming with supernatural dangers and player combat threats using Red's conventional weaponry and Antea's spectral abilities. Players will also interact with New Eden's residents in choice-driven conversations that steer the course of the narrative, namely in deciding whether to fulfill their duty as a banisher or sacrifice that oath to restore Antea's mortality. Interesting. I mean, it sounds interesting. I just need to actually play it.
I don't know if I'm like, dude, I gotta play that. But at least it sounds
intriguing. Unique. That's all. Right. Definitely nothing else like that.
I don't know. Don't Nod has been on this weird roll lately of just pushing out a lot of stuff. I guess they're making
switching it up.
I guess. Yeah.
Yep.
TMNT Shredder's Revenge Dimension Shell Shock DLC includes a new survival mode. Survival mode lets players battle across district dimensions and collect crystals. Spending enough crystals upon death unlocks upgrades such as new life, power bars, radical mode, and extra hit points. As seen in the trailer below, one dimension includes an Edo-inspired zone. You can even transform into bosses like Bebop and Rocksteady to pummel foes. The upcoming DLC, called Dimension Shell Shock, is going to include Usagi Yojimbo, appears as a new playable character, which I think that is like a rabbit, if I'm thinking of Turtles correctly.
I don't remember that character, so I don't know.
I do remember some like rabbit character, and I think that's who they're referencing. And he's like this like ninja rabbit dude, and he was actually pretty dope. But anytime I see anything TMNT Shredder's Revenge, I'm always like, ugh, I didn't finish that. I was having a blast. What the hell was I doing? I need to go finish that.
Yeah, same here. I never finished.
Yeah. And there's no way I could like try to come up with, well, this or this, and that's why I didn't stop. And I'm going to use this to transition to what we're watching and playing, because I'll tell you, man, I think I fell off of Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, I think
I'm done. I don't know if I'm going to finish it. I think it's a cool game, I guess. Like, I mean, the good stuff in that game is really phenomenal stuff on like its presentation, the epic boss battles and all of that. Super cool stuff. But it's like, I don't know. I don't know. Have you ever played, it's like this Akira game? It's like it's literally like a quick time game of like a few hours made by Capcom, and you play as Akira, and it's just like,
I don't think I've played that.
Like think of like God of War quick time events, the game. But And I say God of War, you know what I mean? Like God of War 1, 2, 3. I don't mean the new stuff.
Right.
But really, really cool game, but it's just a few hours long and it's just a spectacle piece.
Right.
Making that into like a 40-hour RPG, I'm over
That's
it.
what this feels like. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't played in days. Every time I go to try to play, I don't know. I'm going to give it a shot again tomorrow, I guess. We'll see. But I have been playing nothing. I'm sorry to disappoint you guys. Like I said, it's been just a little rough patch going on, and just trying to get back into things. That's all. So
Yeah. When you start school back? Not that I should be
September.
asking this.
No, but I think that's contributing, honestly. Just being home so much, it's like driving me crazy, you know? So I think I need to get my butt back to work.
Yeah. I hear you. It's so weird. I never thought I would be here on just being like, dude, I don't even want to slightly finish this Final Fantasy game.
I know. Imagine saying that about a Final Fantasy
even
game.
15, I was like, like I like it. I didn't love it. I saw all its problems, whatever.
Same here.
But in my head, that was so much better experience than what I'm playing right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I felt the same way. 15. I didn't love it right away, but I saw it through, and I ended up liking it more than I'm liking this game for some reason. It's just weird, man.
Look, Sid's amazing.
Sid's great. I like
one
Sid.
of the coolest characters in like Final Fantasy history. I will say that, and that's like that's it though. I don't know what else to say. I love Sid. Okay, just make a movie. You know,
right?
I'll watch it. I'm sure it'll be great. But I'm not. I'm done with this game. It's weird. I wish I could be the person champion this thing. And it hurts me that I have to just slander this, but I just don't think it's a good.
It's bad when we
game. I don't know.
It's bad when we both feel this way, you know. Like, damn, that sucks.
Is expectations? I mean, does that alone ruin a game? Like, it bleeds into a bigger conversation on like, how do you even? If it wasn't Final Fantasy and a game released and we were going through this, no, I would still fall off.
I think I would still fall off, and I wouldn't be as disappointed because it's not Final Fantasy.
I wouldn't be as disappointed. I just wouldn't care, and I'd fall off.
I wouldn't care. Yeah, just be over it. It probably wouldn't have grabbed me as much as it did in the first place.
Yeah, I wouldn't be trying as hard to like it.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen with this game, but we'll see, I guess.
Yeah, I'm done. But what we're watching, what we're playing, I do want to mention a real big thing that has happened with me with gaming and all this. So I got an N64 for my birthday. I was like, oh, cool. I was pretty happy. Now, I've mentioned, I think even in this show, multiple times on like, out of all Nintendo systems, that's kind of the one I care the least about. Just because I feel like, there's like 20 solid titles, but past that, it's kind of trash and too hard to go back to and all of that mess. And let me retract here. I needed to say that first, and then I'm gonna go back here. Since I was a kid, I'm talking getting some E-Machines computer back in like 1999, right? And a year or two later, maybe like 2001, I'm figuring out how I can download Nintendo games and play them on my computer, or Super Nintendo games. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I am an emulation whore. I don't know a better word than that. I suck it up all day, every day. Very big in emulation. I spent so many time playing older titles through emulation, coming up with really cool interfaces to access it all, thinking of new clever ways of playing here or there, best ways of accessing this and that, and making it as good as possible. Okay? All right. Go back now. I get this N64. I'm playing it. Play a few days. And I start to... There's multiple layers here, but... Emulation... There's two things. One, I think oversaturation is a big problem just in society as a whole. it comes to any
Mhm.
medium or anything. I think we're having a
Sure.
problem of like we're just kind of getting too much, and we're starting to not care because of it.
Right. Right.
And emulation, I spent my whole life, and I'm just like, I don't care anymore. I can download whatever ROM, play it however. It just doesn't feel right. I don't care. I'm over it. Whatever. For some reason, I put that N64 card in there, play with the controller. I'm having the time of my life. This is amazing. I'm enjoying the hell out of this. I'm going and buying different N64 games, and I'm sitting there like, because I did this like NES, Super Nintendo, whatever. Somehow this N64 thing is like really boggling my mind, because I'm like, why am I enjoying this so much? One, compared to like SNES, NES, whatever, you would think I'd be going there, but for some reason, like, I got Star Fox 64. I got what is Wipeout 64. I
Wipeout.
got this wrestling game. It's like NWO Revenge or some crap. I got Bomberman Hero. I just bought whatever. I'm playing these N64 games. Super Smash Bros. 64. I spent like 65 on it. I'm like, oof. But I'm looking it up, and that just
should have spent 64 on
that
it.
just seems to be right, the price of it. But I'm playing these, and I'm starting to wonder, like, is it just the controller that's making me like this more than me playing emulation? What is exactly happening here? Why am I enjoying this way more than just me? Even on the Switch, like I got that expansion pass. I'm playing N64 games on there, all that. I was having a decent time, whatever, but I just kind of jumped in, jumped out, didn't give a crap.
Sure.
For some reason, I'm just so loving this, and I'm trying to question and figure out why. And then, but I've been the last 2 years, NES, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Dreamcast, this N64. I'm going down this rabbit hole. I'm playing this thing, and I'm loving it so much. And I'm like, is nostalgia just that powerful? And if it is, should I just accept it and dive in and just be like, screw it?
That's what I was gonna say to you.
I
say stop.
And
I say stop wondering about it and just enjoy it. You know, whatever. Who cares?
It's just weird to me, because it's like we have all these great, amazing games, and I'm sitting there playing some, I don't know, Super Nintendo
old
64
school
thing, and I'm just like, but I think there's more to it. Like, maybe, and it's just a theory, a game theory, but I'm thinking, maybe it's more than just the controller. Maybe it's like it's running exactly how it was actually intended to be played and ran and looked, and like the authenticity. Maybe emulation has never just quite hit like how it actually is on the real thing. And it maybe like you'll watch a video and you look side by side, maybe you don't notice, maybe you do, but it's like, I think it goes deeper than that. I think it's just like maybe when you hit a button and how it responds compared to emulation when you hit a button, how it responds. Maybe because you're running a higher resolution, it's messing with the way it runs or look like there's more there. I feel there's more happening, because it's just it's really grabbing me. And I keep getting more and more down this rabbit hole because I'm loving it so much. I'm not saying like it's better or worse than anything current or anything like that, but I think it's just as good. Like I play Star Fox 64. I started up, I run through it beginning to end in a few hours, and I was like, dude, that was a blast. And I was like, dude, I can run it back, maybe go different routes. And I'm like, man, this is kind of roguelike. I'm like, is this roguelike before roguelike was even a thing?
Yeah, I'd say it was like the beginning of it. Yeah.
But all the, and that's just one example of many. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, maybe going all the way back to like Atari. I remember talking about that Atari 50 collection. I thought there was a really cool collection that was made, and it was really like giving a history lesson. I thought it was really neat. But those games, like, I mean, play for a few hours, sure, whatever. But it pretty much, since NES going forward, I think you can pick a game from any generation, and you get those greats. and they're just as good now as they ever was, and they can compete on the same level as any game current. And I think we're realizing that too, because a lot of games that come out now are pretty much emulating those games anyway, or trying to be in the spirit of those games.
Oh yeah, they sure are.
You know, I don't think anything current is like replacing that. I think they just live side by side, and it's just as good. Like me starting up Mario 3, or me starting up Mario Galaxy, or me starting up Mario Odyssey. Like they're still 10 out of 10 experiences regardless,
Right,
wherever you're pulling from. And
I agree.
And especially Nintendo, because so I got this extra layer here of like, you know, when I play Sega Genesis, or I play like PS1, PS2, these feelings aren't really happening. I'm like, oh, this looks bad, this plays gross, whatever. For some reason, Nintendo, any platform, I think why is because they focused on gameplay. They didn't focus on giving you like a deep story with an amazing plot or something like that. They're throwing like Yoshi's Story and just, I don't know. It's more about the feel of the controller and how it plays and how you can interact with the medium. Nintendo's kind of always been on that level, obviously, right? I mean, you look like Wii stuff to Wii U to Switch stuff to even NES. Like there wasn't a D-pad before the NES. There wasn't a joystick before the N64. All these things are always trying to find new ways for you to like interact with the medium in different and cool ways. And I think because of that, like they're thinking of games on how it plays when you're like the feel of it way more than the story of it, you know. PS1, PS2, like I love these JRPGs, but I'm telling you right now, I would much rather play let's say like a new JRPG than a JRPG from PS2. And
of course, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
so many quality of life
that
updates.
Hasn't aged, you know, that doesn't feel on the same level. But for some reason, Nintendo's in its own category, and I think maybe they realized it or not, they did wonders on. They're just timeless. They really are. And it's incredible. And I'm starting to experience this and realize this. And I don't know. It's been a really, really cool, interesting journey. Like when I play Pikmin 4, I played through that like demo, for example. Like there's just this like magic and to it that just doesn't, like nobody else could do that. I just can't see Sony, Microsoft, whoever. I don't know. I can't see Square being able to like nail what Pikmin can nail. Like,
right.
I don't know. I'm starting to super appreciate Nintendo way more than I have the more I dive into.
I mean, there's a reason they've been around for so long.
They're hitting just as strong as they always did, if not even better, because you start to compare them to stuff now, and it's like, dude, I don't know. It's really interesting journey I've been down, especially with the N64, because I'm sitting there thinking like, this was the least cared platform, and I'm like, yeah, I have no interest. I don't want an N64. I don't want yet another console that I'm having to buy X, Y, and Z for. These are crappy 3D games anyway in the beginning. They're still learning a lot of things. Things are definitely better nowadays than they were in that time. Why the hell would I enjoy it? And then I play it, and I'm like, no, I was wrong. These are great still.
Yeah, some of them are fantastic, man, still to this day.
Yeah, I'm just a little shocked and surprised and really loving it. So
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah, mention all that.
Great. That's what's up, man.
Yeah. All right, let's get into New Game Watch, and we'll be out of here.
All right.
Makit, whatever the hell that is. Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, July 19th. Might & Magic, Clash of Heroes. Oh my gosh. This is one of my favorite games ever, and I had no idea this was happening. Have you ever played this?
I have not.
I've never played Might & Magic. I don't care about the Might & Magic series. This is almost a spin-off of it anyway.
Okay.
How will I put this?
I'll just look it up.
Yeah. Kind of like, okay, you have like card games, and then Hearthstone came out or Marvel Snap came out and just revolutionized card games and made it super fun. That's
Okay.
basically what this game did. Is like, I don't give a crap about games like this, but for some
Okay, this
reason
looks
this
cool.
game just nails, like, you just got like two sides and you have to place units correctly, and it's like a mix of like a puzzle game and
All
strategy
right.
kind of blended together. It's incredibly addictive. Anyway, I didn't know
I like
this
what I
was a
see.
thing being remastered. I'm curious, is there any new content? I'm gonna look into this, but I'm telling you right now, this Clash of Heroes is one of my favorites.
All right.
Damn, I love that game. That's
It looks cool.
yeah. Switch would be perfect, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
Um, Pikmin 4,
Looking forward. Big
July
one.
21st. I'm buying this day one. I'm all over it. This is what I'll be getting in this
I'd like
list.
to, but I'm so behind on my games. I don't even know if I should.
Yeah. Again, I'm dropping 16. I'm back to playing Zelda. I'm back to having fun again.
Yeah.
I'm going to play some Pikmin, have a blast there. Kind of over like, I'm Clyde, Batman, and one.
I feel you on that one.
It's just melodramatic a little. Mr. Run and Jump, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC, July 25th. I wonder, there's a game called Run and Jump on NES. I wonder if that's some relation there. Remnant, PS2, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PC. The first Remnant's pretty decent.
Pretty decent game, yeah.
Nothing, I don't know, nothing incredible, but I think it's worthy of a sequel, so yeah,
Sure.
cool. And then this Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
On
Dude, I
PC,
still
pretty cool.
have yet to play this game. You think I should just play it on PC?
I was gonna say at this point, maybe you should play it on PC.
But then it makes me want to be like, well, what about Steam Deck? But then it's like, well,
right.
like the loading thing wouldn't be a thing because there's an SSD in there. So it's not that. It's just, is it going to look as good? Like, I don't know.
Right. I think it's cool. It's going to PC.
My specs on PC are going to be better than my specs on PS5. So I might just play on PC. I don't know. I'm just not like super gravitated to it. I don't know why. But in Ratchet and Clank in general, it's never been a thing I cared much about.
Me neither, but I enjoyed this one. I thought it was a fun game.
Yeah, it's just like compared to Mario or anything else, like compared to what Nintendo puts out, it's like,
oh yes, no comparison.
I would just play that. So it's kind of hard to, because again, we got Super Mario Wonder coming out here soon.
Yes,
we got Super Mario
exciting.
RPG coming out. I'd rather just play that stuff. So
very exciting times.
Yeah, I guess, I was going to say I'm just becoming a Nintendo fanboy, but I guess I've always been a Nintendo fan. I don't think that's ever changed. Yeah,
listen, they do it well, man.
God, they do it so good. Anyway.
We give credit where credit's due, so
yeah. They're definitely not good in their online,
yeah, that's
the only good thing online Nintendo has ever done is somehow the Splatoon 2 or 3, and especially 3. Somehow it works phenomenally. They have such a robust
at least they got that one.
They got one game that's I would say is actually good online. That's about it. Anyway. All right. Well, if you don't have anything more to add, make sure you guys go get some wrap snacks because they are phenomenal.
Wrap snacks.
Remember,
all right.
That's the takeaway from anything else. Forget everything else.
Yep.
Snacks.
There it is. All right, guys. Well, take care.
Till next time.